Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is June 19th, and it was a broom weekend. 7 sweeps, and the Reds keep on winning. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Happy Father's Day to those. I hope everyone got to celebrate with their dads and had a wonderful weekend. Some teams did have a wonderful weekend. 7 sweeps on the weekend. We'll dive into those in just a second. Before that, if you're new and you want to help me out a bunch, feel free to subscribe. Like the videos, helps me out a ton. Follow the podcast, means a lot to me. So without further ado, let's dive on into our series recaps. Leading us off, we've got the Yankees in Boston taking on the Red Sox. Part 2 of the rivalry. Red Sox, they score in 6 of 8 innings, including a 6-run third inning. Justin Turner hit 2 home runs, one of which a grand slam. And Masataka Yoshida went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs as the Red Sox take the first game, winning it 15-5. Rain on Saturday meant 2 Father Day games Sunday, and the first Gleyber Torres started the scoring with a 2-run home run to put the Yankees up. The Red Sox would tie it up in the 5th after a base hit from Adam Duvall, and then would go on to score 3 more runs the next inning as the Red Sox take another, winning it 6-2. And later on, another Sunday night baseball with these two teams that had Alex Cora unhappy because of that. But the Red Sox played well, Bello having a very nice start, as Boston would go on to sweep the Yankees, winning it 4-1. Tigers and Twins, a 3-run home run from Donovan Solano had the Twins up 4-1, but the Tigers went on to score 7 straight runs, including a 2-run triple from Javi Baez and 3 runs in the 9th to put the game out of reach as the Tigers take the opener, winning it 8-4. In Game 2, the Tigers get to Joe Ryan with a 5-run third inning, including a Javier Baez 3-run home run. Matt Vierling would have 2 home runs in the game. The Tigers get another. They win it 7-1. Game 3, Twins scored 2 runs in the 5th with the help of Alex Kirilloff and Ryan Jeffers as the Twins use 6 members of their pen to blank the Tigers as they win it 2-0. And on Game 4, Father's Day, Tigers score 5 runs in the 5th with home runs from Spencer Torkelson and Kerry Carpenter. As the Tigers go on, they take 3 of 4 from the Twins, who are in first in the Central. They win the last game 6-4. Patrick Sandoval shoves for 7 innings as he helps blank the Royals, while Brandon Drury gets 2 RBIs to help the Angels get the opener. They win it 3-0. And after that first loss, the Royals have lost now 10 straight games. They're looking for a win. Will it happen here? Brandon Drury, he hits 2 home runs in the game. Taylor Ward, he hits a home run. Shohei Ohtani, he also hits a home run. 4 Angels home runs. But the Royals go on to score 8 runs in the last 3 innings. It would come all the way back to walk off the Angels after Samed Taylor gets the walk-off single for his first career MLB hit. So, just to reiterate, Ohtani took the MLB home run lead with his 23rd of the year, and Mike Trout had his first multi-hit game since May 29th, and the Angels blew an 8-2 lead in the 7th inning and later versus the Royals, the team with the worst record in MLB on a 10-game losing streak. Crazy. The Royals win it 10-9. Game 3, Angels answer back. Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout hit back-to-back home runs. And if you remember the name Jared Walsh, he hits his first of the year. Hopefully he gets to form like he's been the last couple of years. The Angels, they win it. They take the series 5-2. White Sox and Mariners, Gavin Sheets and Andrew Benintendi both go deep for the White Sox, and for Benintendi, it's his first of the year, a long time coming. The Mariners get the last laugh, though. After tying the game, Teoscar Hernandez gave the Mariners the lead with his 12th home run of the year. The Mariners take the first game 3-2. In the second game, Zach Remillard, definitely butchered that, made his MLB debut for the White Sox and went 3 for 3 with a walk. Andrew Benintendi, he went 4 for 5 JP Crawford and Eloy Jimenez, they trade home runs, and with the Mariners up 1 in the 9th, Zach Remillard, drove in the run to tie the game and send it to extras, where it was once again Zach Remillard driving in the go-ahead run that would give the White Sox a win. They win it 4-3, and Zach, I will learn your name next time for sure. In Game 3, despite Lance Lynn striking out 16 Mariners, he would be on the losing end as Jared Kelenic had a bases-clearing triple, which put the game out of reach. The Mariners take 2 of 3. They win it 5-1. Blue Jays and Rangers, Game 1, Leody Taveras, he hits a solo shot for his 7th of the year, but the Jays answer with Danny Jansen, a 2-run home run, his 9th of the year. The Blue Jays take it, they win it 2-1. In Game 2, Josh Jung and Jonah Heim go back-to-back to get the Rangers started. Dalton Varsho would homer for his 12th of the year to keep it close, but Corey Seager home run kept the Rangers out in front as they hold on and win it to even the series 4-2. And in Game 3, Spencer Horwitz made his MLB debut for the Jays and got his first MLB hit. The Blue Jays were up 6-0, but the Rangers fought and came all the way back with the help of home runs from Jonah Heim and Leody Taveras. The Rangers get the comeback victory and the series dub. They win it 11-7. The Reds and the Astros, Andrew Abbott continues to show what he's made of with another scoreless start. Tyler Stevenson gets his 5th home run of the year. The Reds continue to win, their streak now at 6 and are officially at 500, and they beat the Astros 2-1. In Game 2, Jonathan India gets the Reds started with a 2-run home run, and despite 2 Astro home runs from Yanier Diaz and Jose Altuve, the Reds scored 8 more runs. They take their streak to 7 and now are in 2nd place in the NL Central, winning it 10-3. And in the final game, Jake Fraley, Spencer Steer, and Jonathan India all go deep for the Reds. The Astros kept things close, and in the 9th, Chas McCormick tied the game with a base hit and sent it to extras. But the Reds went on to score 3 runs and then hold Houston to 1. The Reds, they sweep the Astros. They extend their winning streak to 8. They take it 9-7. Phillies and A's, Kyle Schwarber gets a leadoff home run to start the series for the Phillies and would add with 2 more home runs from JT Realmuto and Alec Boehm. The Phillies take the opener. They win it 6-1. In Game 2, this game would go into extras tied at 1. Both the Phillies and A's wouldn't score in the 10th, and then both would score 1 run in the 11th. But in the 12th, Kyle Schwarber, a base hit, put the Phillies up, and they held the A's in the bottom of the 12th. The Phillies take another. They win it 3-2. And in the final game, Kyle Schwarber, he hits another leadoff home run, would add another run on a base hit later in the game, and then Trey Turner's base hit sealed the deal for Philly. They get all 3 against the A's. They sweep them. They win it 3-2. Marlins and Nationals, and after some struggles, Luis Arias raised his average to .390 after going 5 for 5 with his 2nd home run of the season, as he helps the Marlins get past the Nationals, winning it 6-5. In Game 2, the game was close until Brian De La Cruz crushed a 2-run shot late to put the game out of reach. The Marlins get another, winning it 5-2. And in Game 3, after being down 2, Lane Thomas hits a 2-run home run for the Nationals to tie it up, but the Finns would get those runs right back with a sac fly from De La Cruz and a base hit from Jorge Soler. The Marlins, they win it. They sweep the Nationals. They get all 3, winning it 4-2. Rockies and Braves, they'll play 4. And in the first game, the Braves scored 5 runs in the 2nd inning. The Rockies would get 2 home runs from Elias Diaz and Ezequiel Tovar, but it wouldn't be enough as the Braves win it. They take the opener 8-3. In Game 2, Travis d'Arnaud hits 2 home runs in the game. The first was his 100th career home run that went 474 feet. Eddie Rosario, he also goes deep. The Braves win it 8-1. In Game 3, the Braves hit 4 home runs. Matt Olson with a grand slam. Ozzie Albies, Eddie Rosario, and Orlando Arcia all go deep. The Braves take another. They win it 10-2. And in the final game on Father's Day, Rockies scored 5 straight early, and Ryan McMahon had 2 home runs, but the Braves scored in all but 1 inning. Ozzie Albies, he hits another home run. Eddie Rosario, he hits 2 more home runs for a total now of 4 home runs in the series. Michael Harris, he also goes deep. The Braves get the 4-game sweep versus the Rockies. They win on Father's Day 14-6. Cardinals and Mets, 2 struggling teams that no one thought would be struggling. Mets score 3 runs in the first and would add on with a home run from Danny Vogelbach. The Mets, they take the opener, they win it 6-1. In Game 2, Brandon Nimmo gets a leadoff home run for the Mets, but the Cardinals answer with home runs from Paul Goldschmidt and Jordan Walker. As the Cardinals get the win, they even the series 5-3. And in Game 3, Pete Alonso, who was supposed to miss 3 weeks, instead, he returns today, 11 days after the hit by pitch. But this game, it was exciting through the first 5 innings, back and forth as the Cardinals got home runs from Nolan Arenado, Paul DeJong, and Jordan Walker, while the Mets get theirs from Francisco Lindor and Tommy Pham to tie the game at 7. Entering the 9th, Nolan Arenado, he gets his 2nd home run of the game to put the Cardinals up and end up holding on. They beat the Mets in the game and the series. They win it 8-7. Pirates and Brewers, and after the Brewers scored 3 runs in the first, they add on with home runs from Joey Wiemer. I finally got that. Pirates would try and mount a comeback, but would come a run short. The Brewers take the opener. They win it 5-4. In Game 2, Joey Wiemer and Blake Perkins both hit home runs. Ray Tellez, he gets a 2-run double as Wade Miley and the rest of the Brew Crew's pen blanks the Pirates. They take another, winning it 5-0. And in the final game, Brian Reynolds, he gets a 2-run home run to have the Pirates up for most of the game until the bottom of the 8th, where the Brewers score 4 runs to come back as they win on Father's Day. They sweep the Pirates, who continue to fall and slip away. They lose it 5-2. Oilers and Cubs, and in the first game, the Cubs hit 3 solo shots in the third from Miguel Amaya, Dansby Swanson, and Christopher Morel. They would go on to score 6 runs in the 6th inning. The Cubs, they take the opener. They win it 10-3. In Game 2, Nico Horner's 2-run double gets answered with Adley Rutschman's 10th home run of the year to tie the game up. The Cubs would retake the lead on a Mike Tauchman sac fly and would hold the O's. As the Cubs win again, they take it 3-2. And in Game 3, Mike Tauchman, he gets his first home run of the year. Christopher Morel, he gets his 13th of the year to have the Cubs up. Anthony Santander would get things started for the O's with his 10th home run of the year, and they would go on to take the lead with a 3-run 6th inning. As the Oilers get win, they avoid the sweep. They win it 6-3. Rays and Padres, 2 teams, one extremely good, one should be good. In Game 1, Isaac Paredes and Randy Arozarena go deep for the Rays, who score 6 unanswered runs and would hold the Padres to 2 as the Rays take it 6-2. In Game 2, Snell Zilla was out against his former team for the first time and was wreaking havoc. He strikes out 12 Rays for the Padres to get the win, and even the series, Padres win it 2-0. And in the final game, the Padres get 3 runs in the third and would add 2 more. The Rays would stay close and score 2 runs in the 8th to put them within 1, but Josh Hader closes the door. The Padres take 2 of 3 versus the best team in baseball in Tampa. They win it 5-4. We've got the Guardians in Arizona taking on the Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen, he shoves once again. 5 different Diamondbacks notch an RBI. As they take the opener, they win it 5-1. In Game 2, Andres Jimenez hits his 5th home run of the year for the Guardians to put the lead up to 2, but that was erased with a Christian Walker 2-run shot. The Diamondbacks then went on to score 4 runs in the 8th with 3 home runs from Jake McCarthy, Corbin Carroll, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. As the D-backs win another, they win it 6-3. And in the final game, Josh Naylor, he goes 4 for 5. And he and Stephen Kwan both had 3 RBIs each in a blowout game as the Guardians avoid the sweep, winning it 12-3. And lastly here, the Giants and the Dodgers, the first time this year these two teams meet up. After the Dodgers scored 4 runs in the 5th, and in the 7th, Wilmer Flores gets a 2-run home run to cut the lead in half. And in the 8th, the Giants scored 3 and took the lead, but Freeman would tie it up in the 9th with a single and send it to extras. The Giants would then go on to score 2 runs in the 11th and hold the Dodgers as the Giants take the first game. They win it 7-5. In game 2, Bobby Miller met his match in the Giants as he allowed 7 earned runs in the game after being so good in his first few starts. Lamont Wade Jr., a 3-run home run. JD Davis, a grand slam. The Giants blow out the Dodgers. They win it 15-0. And in the last game on Father's Day, the Giants get 4 runs in the 6th inning as Logan Webb goes 7 innings pitched, striking out 5 Dodgers. The Giants, they get the sweep over the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. They beat them 7-3. Looking at our game of the weekend, we're going to a Father's Day game between the Cardinals and the Mets. And it starts in top of the first with Nolan Arenado hitting a 2-run home run, his 14th of the year. Lindor would cut that lead into half in the bottom of the first with a solo shot, his 13th of the year. 2-1 Cardinals. Top of the second, Brendan Donovan, he singles in a run to make it 3-1, and then Paul Goldschmidt, his 20th double of the year, nets them 2 as the Cardinals were up 5-1. In the bottom of the second, Eduardo Escobar, he triples to make it 5-2. And then Brandon Nimmo, he gets a double, his 12th double that would score 2 runs. The Mets now down only 1 as they even it up to 5-4. In the top of the third, Paul DeJong, he gets his 10th home run of the year to make it 6-4. Bottom of the fourth now, Mark Canha, he singles in a run to make it 6-5. Top of the fifth, Jordan Walker, he homers, his 6th of the year, making it 7-5. And then that bottom of the fifth, that's when Tommy Pham drives home his 7th of the year. A 2-run shot to make it 7-7, which sets us up for the home run by Nolan Arenado, his 2nd of the game, 15th on the year, in the top of the 9th to make it 8-7 Cardinals. He hits that home run off of Adam Ottavino. And the Cardinals hold on. Jordan Hicks locks down the save. They win it 8-7. That is your game of the weekend. All right, let's dive on into our baseball news for the weekend set. The Reds have been doing very, very well. How well? Well, they were 27-33 without Ellie De La Cruz. And since his debut, they are on a 10-2 streak. They have won 8 straight games and are playing a very hot brand of baseball. They're not so far out of the NL Central. How close are they? They are half a game back of the Brewers. They have the same amount of wins, just 1 extra loss, an 8-game winning streak. They are doing really well. And it's exciting to see for Reds culture, so good for them. As mentioned at the beginning and throughout the series recap, we had 7 sweeps this Father's Day weekend, the Broom weekend. We should now refer it to as the Phillies, the Marlins, the Brewers, the Reds, the Giants, the Braves, and the Red Sox all swept this weekend. And for some of those are very important, specifically for the Phillies, Marlins, Brewers, Giants, Reds. I almost just said all of them. Having a sweep is important and is big, but some of those teams and those NL sides, they're playing a hot brand of baseball, and during our standings check, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Very impressive there. Very good stuff there. Quick injury mention, the Dodgers lose Max Muncy for on a 10-day IL. He's got a left hamstring strain, so hopefully we'll see him as soon as he can, as soon as he's healed and ready to go again. The Pirates, let's mention them a little bit. They have slipped quite a bit. They have now lost 6 straight games. They're 2-8 in their last 10 and are in third place in the NL Central. The Brewers and the Reds are above them. They were leading the NL Central for a lot. In fact, I think we did this last week. They were still in the NL Central. So in 1 week, they've gone from first to third on that 6-game losing streak. But hopefully this will help start to turn things around for them. Henry Davis, their 2021 first overall pick. He will be getting called up. He is set to make his MLB debut tonight on Monday, if you're listening to this, for the Pirates as they go on to take on the Cubs. And this is an important series. The Cubs are about a game and a half back of the Pirates, and a good series for them would put them in third in the Central. And for the Pirates, they got to get that losing streak out of the way. They have to start winning again to get back to the conversation with the Brewers and the Reds. It's a very close division, that is. Is it a good division? Not the greatest, but hey, it's close. And right now, with the Reds playing the way they are, the Pirates are going to need some magic, and hopefully Henry Davis can be that for them. That will do it for our baseball news. And now a look at our outstanding performances for the weekend. Andrew Abbott with the Reds, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. He is the first player now in the modern era with 3 straight scoreless games, 5+ innings of work, so good for him. Emmett Sheehan with the Dodgers, he made his MLB debut and it was impressive. 6 innings pitched, no hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 Ks, so good stuff there. We mentioned Snellzilla, Blake Snell, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 12 Ks against his former team. Blake Snell in his last 5 starts, 30 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts, an ERA of 0.60. Very impressive from Snell there. Lance Lynn, we mentioned him as well. Despite losing the game, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 16 strikeouts. Very good from Lance Lynn. Brian Bella with the Red Sox, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 8 Ks. Patrick Sandoval, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Tyler McGill with the Mets, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, 7 Ks. Braxton Garrett for the Marlins, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. And lastly, Zach Gallen, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, no walks, 7 Ks. Those are your outstanding performances. Now let's take a look at our standings, and let's go in reverse order this time, starting with the NL West. The Diamondbacks still are in first, 43-29. Very good stuff there still. The Giants, after sweeping the Dodgers, are now in second place in the NL West at 39-32, only by half a game over the Dodgers. They're 3.5 back of the Diamondbacks. They've won 7 straight. They have been killing it as of late. The Dodgers now in third after the sweep, 39-33, so only 1 extra loss than the Giants. But they have lost 3 straight. They're 4-6 in their last 10 and are continuing to kind of slip a little bit. The Padres, they took 2 games of the 3 against the Rays. They're now only 1 game back of 500. They're 35-36 and are slowly getting back to where they should be. And then the Rockies obviously last at 29-45. The NL Central, we mentioned this division a little bit. The Brewers 37-34 in first. The Reds 37-35 in second. The Pirates slipping 6-game losing streak, 34-36. The Cubs, they've been playing a decent brand of baseball. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're 33-38 on the year. And we mentioned they have a series with the Pirates coming up. That could be make or break. They're the only team in the NL Central with a positive run differential of +9. All the other 4 teams have a negative somewhere between 15 and 25. Lastly, the Cardinals still at the bottom, 29-43, 8.5 games back. can the Cardinals do anything? Can they be the team that they should be? Let's find out. In the NL East, the Braves still in first at 46-26, and the Marlins are still doing it. They've won 4 straight games. They're at 41-31, 10 games above 500. Impressive stuff from the Marlins. Can that hold up? We got to check your rear views, because in third place, the Phillies are at 38-34, only 3 games back of the Marlins. They're on a 6-game winning streak, and they're not looking to slow down. The Mets, though, 33-38. They're 12.5 games back of the Braves, and they're, not great. They're 3-7 in their last 10, but hey, the Mets can easily turn it on with the team they have, so we'll have to see it. Nationals last 27-43. Moving along to the AL West, the Rangers are still in first at 44-27. And yeah, the Angels are now in second. They've passed Houston. Angels are 41-33, while the Astros, only a game back, at 39-33. They're 3-7 in their last 10 and on a 4-game losing streak. So the Astros have slipped just a little bit. Who would have seen that coming? The Mariners, they got back to 500. They're at 35-35, but they still have a long way to go to be like the team they were last year. And of course, the A's are in last at 19-55. They've lost 5 straight, so no more A's magic. The AL Central, also known as the AL Mid, also known as the AL Trash. The Twins are also at 500, just like the 4th place Mariners. The difference is the Twins are in first. That's all I want to say about that. The Guardians are in second at 33-38. And for reference, the Angels are in second at 41-33. The Marlins are in second at 41-33. The Giants are in second at 39-32. And yet the Guardians are in second at 33-38. Not to mention Baltimore in second at 44-27. It's pathetic. The Tigers are in third at 30-40. The White Sox in fourth at 31-42. The Royals in last. They're 1-9 their last 10. They got that magic win against the Angels this weekend. And that division's pathetic. Lastly, the AL East, also known as the AL Beast division, because all 5 of these teams are better than the Twins. You heard me say that right. The Rays still in first at 51-24. Baltimore in second at 44-27. The Yankees are in third, 39-33. They've lost 4 straight. The Blue Jays, they've been pretty mediocre as of late, 39-34, only half a game back of the Yankees. They're in fourth. And then Boston is at 37-35 in last place. Remember, Boston is 37-35. Twins, first place, 36-36. The difference is upsetting. I hate seeing it, but Boston's won 4 straight. They're looking to claw into a position of playoffs. Taking a look at that wild card quick, you have kind of a 4-way battle-ish, maybe 5-way. Angels, Houston, Yankees, and the Blue Jays are all kind of right there battling it out for 2 wild card spots. Red Sox and Mariners, they're a little bit out at 2 games back and 3 games back. And if you look even more, you'll get the Guardians. And just to show everybody what the AL mid-divisions is like, if you look at the AL as a whole, you go Oakland in last, then the Royals, and then you have, Royals is part of the AL Central, so you go Oakland's last, and then you have the Royals, White Sox, Tigers, and Guardians. 4 of those teams are in the AL Central. Right there, bang, those are the bottom 5 worst teams in the AL, and 4 of them are from the AL Central. It is upsetting to see. The NL side of things, though, that's where things are getting interesting. Miami is now the first wild card seed. They are now first in the wild card seed. That's crazy. The Giants in second, and the Dodgers are now in the 6th seed. How close is that? Well, the Phillies are 1 game behind them on a 6-game winning streak. The Reds are 2 games behind the Dodgers on an 8-game winning streak, and the Padres are 3.5 games back on a 2-game winning streak. And the Pirates, despite losing 6 straight, they're only 4 games back too. So, I mean, right there is kind of your standings. Check standings update. Yeah. Now, going off of that, I want to do something a little different and add a little segment here on this Monday episode. I don't know, I'm going to call it something about expectations. I want to talk about 5 teams who have surpassed all expectations and are killing it this season, and then 5, technically 7 teams who have been below expectations and not doing so well. Starting off with those 5 who have been surpassing all expectations, let's talk about the Rangers. I would be first to say that the Rangers weren't going to have a great season. I think they have great players, and I think DeGrom, that signing made an impact despite him now not being for the year. But I mean, Nathan Eovaldi and John Gray have stepped up in his place. Those two have been pitching like crazy. Simeon and Seager, they've been hitting the ball hard. And then you got guys like Jonah Heim, Nathaniel Lau, Adolis Garcia. They've been killing it. I would be the first to say that I did not expect the Rangers to be in first for as long as they've been in first. It's been impressive. Moving along, the Marlins. For the Marlins to be one of the few teams with 40 wins, that is speechless to me. I would not have expected that. And their team, on paper, not where you think they would be, but you know what? Some of those guys have done it before. Jorge Soler was the 2019 World Series MVP. He's been playing really nice. Brian De La Cruz, I mean, I've mentioned his name a bunch in series recaps. And obviously Luis Arias trying to go for 400 average. He's been up and down, but he's been having some moments there. Their pitching's been nice, outside Sandy, but even Sandy's been kind of starting to find himself slowly again. Marlins, good stuff from them. The Reds, we mentioned them already, so I won't give them too much time, but hey, since Ellie's been here, they're 10-2, and it doesn't look they're showing any signs of stopping. The Giants, we mentioned their 7-game winning streak. They got guys there, Brandon Crawford, the leader, Mike Yastrzemski. Their pitching hasn't been too terrible. And hey, they're now on a 7-game winning streak. They're second for that wild card. They have the second wild card spot. They're second in the NL West. The Dodgers and the Padres should be above them, but they're not. And speaking of the NL West, the Diamondbacks. I mean, it's been so impressive to see what the Diamondbacks have done. I love this team. I love Corbin Carroll. I love Lourdes Gurriel Jr. They've been paving the way for this Diamondbacks. Zach Allen is my pick for NL Cy Young. I love him. Seeing him start every 5 days is great. The Diamondbacks have a recipe now, though, and they have a young catcher in Moreno. They got guys there like Pavin Smith and, Nick Ahmed. They got guys. So, hey, Diamondbacks, you guys are looking good. Keep playing like that. Special mention for the Rays and the Oilers, 2 teams that, were good. I knew they were going to be good, but they've been playing exceptional as well, especially, Tampa. I would not have thought Tampa to be at that first place team, but, Rays Devil Magic, they find a way. Moving along to those trash teams, the Cardinals are last in the NL Central. They should be first. This should have been a runaway, and yet they have struggled a lot. They've played horrible, and I mean, it hasn't been everybody, but they can't put it together for a full game, whether it's just Nolan Arenado having a good game, or just Paul Goldschmidt, or just the pitching. Something goes wrong, whether it's the bullpen, or the offense, or some other players. It's just not been working. Their recipe is flawed. They've had a lot of blown games, and that's not really a great sign for Cardinals fans who are trying to work their way up. It's not a hard, difficult challenge when you think of it, when you think of the teams on paper who they have to beat. The Brewers, the Pirates, the Cubs, the Reds. On paper, the Cardinals are the best by far. Start playing like it. Next up, the Mets. We mentioned their big signings and all this money they spend on guys like Lindor and Nimmo and Verlander and Scherzer, and yet here the Mets are playing so mediocrely. Obviously there are some guys. Nimmo has been doing really well. Lindor, you mentioned here every so often, but it's like guys like Starling Marte, Eduardo Escobar, they aren't pulling their weight enough. The bullpen without Diaz is such a mid bullpen. I mean, it'd be interesting to see where the Mets would be if Edwin Diaz was healthy, but he's not, and the Mets are in 4th, and they have to start working on it now. We're getting close to kind of the middle of the season. We're about 70, 71 games in. Turn it on, Mets. Same thing with the Padres. They had a nice weekend against the Rays. They took 2 of 3. good. Keep it going. You guys are now playing the Giants this week. The Giants are on a huge winning streak. They have a lot of momentum, but you are the better team. Prove it. You got guys there. Tatis, Soto, Bogarts, Machado. That is a 4-star players that you have that should be working. You have elite arms like Yu Darvish and Blake Snell. Start putting it together. You have one of the best closers in baseball in Josh Hader. The Padres should be doing better. Hopefully they will. The Mariners, they've been, put through the ringer a little bit. I mean, here they were, this team that was supposed to be like them and the Astros battling it out, and now it's the Rangers and Angels. The Angels could always been this team, but they never were. Are they going to be this year? We'll find out eventually. But hey, the Mariners, you had a nice recipe last year. You kept a lot of the same formula. You got Teoscar Hernandez, and it just hasn't been working yet this year. This is a team that, when you think of that AL division and the AL as a whole, there's so many good teams, power teams up there. We're talking about how the Twins are going to get a playoff spot. The Twins and the Guardians are going to get a playoff spot over one of these teams. The Rays, Rangers, Oilers, Jays, Yankees, Angels, Astros, all those teams are above you, except for the Twins, obviously, but they get one. The AL Central gets one, unfortunately. But hey, you guys got to start putting yourselves in that conversation, right? We've been talking about those wild card spots, 2 of them going to the Astros, Yankees, Jays, and Angels. You got to bring yourself to the table. Hey, you guys are below Boston still. You don't want to be below Boston. Step it up. And lastly here, these teams are not doing terribly, but they're not where they're supposed to be. The Dodgers, the Astros, and the Yankees, all 3 of those teams are at 39 and 33, and they're all third in their respective divisions. The Dodgers, the 2 teams ahead of them are the Diamondbacks and the Giants. The Astros, the 2 teams above them, the Rangers and the Angels. The Yankees, they have the Rays and Baltimore ahead of them. That should not be the case for these 3 teams. Yes, the Yankees kind of are in and out with Judge. The Astros, they're not going to be the same since like that 2017, 2019, even last year's run. They're losing players, but they're still very dominant. Their bullpen's elite. And the Dodgers, I mean, hey, is your run starting to finally be over here? I mean, you think of the Dodgers from the 2017 to like 2020 eras. Walker Buehler has been, I haven't heard of him in a while. Julio Urias has had a pretty meh season after leading the ERA for a long time last year. Kershaw, yeah, he's still there and everything. Mookie Betts you still have. You've lost Bellinger. You've lost guys like Seager. That could take a toll on you. Will Smith is still there and everything, and you've got some nice pieces, but we haven't seen you guys be the Dodgers, and that's, concerning at this point in the season. For those 3 teams to be where they are, shouldn't be the case. And that's not looking good, but those are the teams that got to step it up. Meeting expectations, that's the segment there. Running a little bit long, so let's finish up with our upcoming series. Baltimore is in the Trop, taking on the Rays. Mariners at Yankees, fun series there. Red Sox at Twins. We talked about a little bit of that in the standings check, how I think the Red Sox, the fact that the Twins are first and the Red Sox are fifth is pathetic. Royals at Tigers in AL mid. Rangers at White Sox could be interesting. A's at Guardians. Dodgers at Angels. The Battle of LA is here. That's a fun series. Mets at Astros. Fun series there. Marlins at Blue Jays. Braves at Phillies. Always a good series. Cardinals at Nationals. Cubs at Pirates. We talked about how important that series might be. The Diamondbacks at the Brewers. 2 first place teams in the divisions taking battle there. Rockies and Reds, so good for the Reds to get a nice little, hopefully easy opponent there. And lastly, the Padres and the Giants. So a couple very important series there. But that's going to do it for us today here on this Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to today's episode. If you did, please helps me out a ton, the video and everything. I will see you guys Friday for another episode 26. Crazy to believe that we've already done 25 of these. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you guys Friday.